Hey guys, it's Caleb here with Sometimes Devotionals, and today I just wanted to remind you or tell you the story of David and Goliath. And so I'm going to do this in a very small nutshell. And so David was a shepherd boy and Goliath was a giant. David was an Israelite and Goliath was a Philistine. And so there was a battlefield against the Israelites and the Philistines. And David was back home tending to his sheep because he was a shepherd boy, or to his father's sheep. And Goliath was a warrior and a soldier in the Philistine army. And he was the number one soldier. Everybody loved him because he was the giant and he could defeat anybody. And so on the battlefield there was a divided line. So there's a battle line. And you had the Philistines and the Israelites. And Goliath really wanted a Israelite to come out and fight him one-on-one combat, so that if Goliath, as a Philistine, defeated the Israelite warrior, the Israelites would serve the Philistines. But vice versa, if the Israelite killed Goliath, the Philistines would serve the Israelites. And so Goliath went out and he said, "Give me one of your men to fight." And everybody was scared to death. Well, everybody was frightened. David's own brothers, who were soldiers, were frightened. And David was on his way on an errand for his father. And so he left his sheep to, I'm assuming and I'm guessing, one of his brothers or maybe just his father. And David went to where the Israelites were camped. And he came with bread and wine and cheeses and probably some other stuff too, to give to his brothers because they were soldiers and so they needed nourishment. And his father wanted to give some to his sons. And David was there and he heard these rumors and stories that a giant wanted to face an Israelite soldier. And David was like, "I'll do it." And everybody was like, "Who is this kid?" And David was there and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll fight him." And Saul, the king, was like, "Where is the man who said this?" And David went to the king and Saul was there and he said, "You're nothing but a boy." And David's like, "I might be just a boy, but I have my God I have the God of Israel on my side." And Saul was like, "Well, you cannot face a giant dressed in that," because he was just in his plain, clothes. No armor, no nothing. And Saul was like, "You will use my armor." So David puts on the breastplate and everything else, the helmet. And he has the sword, has the shield, and he's like this, and he's like stumbling because he can't hold all that weight. And he turns to Saul, the king, and he's like, "I don't need any of this." He takes it all off. And he's like, "Look, I have my sling, I have my staff, and I have this pouch thing. It's like a man purse. That's what we're going to call it, a man purse." And he's like, "I got this." He's like, "I'm set." He's like, "Because I got God on my side." So he goes to a brook or a creek or a pond or tank or just a body of water. And he picks up 5 smooth stones. And he puts them in his man purse. And he walks out to the battlefield, right? And he's like, "Goliath, I will challenge you." And Goliath is like, "Get out of my way, you little dog. I asked for a warrior, not some boy." And David's like, "You might have your sword and your strength, but I have my God and my sling." And Goliath gets in his battle stance with his shield and his sword, and he's getting ready. And David's standing there, reaches into his man purse, moves this stone a little bit, puts it in the sling, and he takes out and he puts it in his sling, and it's a long piece of cloth type thing, and he's swinging it and swinging it and swinging it, and then boom, releases it, and it hits Goliath right in the head, and Goliath's like, "Whoa, whoa." And he topples down onto the ground. David comes over and grabs Goliath's sword, which is probably huge because he's a giant, and swings it up and cuts off Goliath's head and picks Goliath's head up and says, I killed the giant. And then they chase the Philistines. And basically, the reason why I wanted to share this story with you in the most simplified way that I know how, in the fastest way possible, is to remind you that no matter what mountains you're facing, no matter what valley you're in, no matter what giant you're going to have to slay in the future or maybe right now, remember, God is with you. God is on your side. He's not going to fight against you. He's fighting for you. He's on your left. He's on your right. He's before you and in front of you. Behind you and in front of you. And so that's what I wanted to tell y'all. There is hope. God is not dead. God is still alive and breathing. And He's roaring like a lion to defend and protect His child, His son, His daughter, you. And so have fun, always smile, keep it crazy, and follow the footprints.